Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonfireTools.com. Industrial workbenches with integrated tool storage. And brought to you by PaintedAutoBodyParts.com, the leading U.S. auto body parts online store. And by Walton Tool Company, made in the USA and tapping into good ideas for more than 150 years.
One of our favorite weeks here at Motorhead Garage is when we get to go to the PRI show, the Performance Racing Industry Show in Indianapolis. It happens every year. Thousands of vendors are there showing off their Go Fast stuff. Tens of thousands of people are packing the place. It's a show so big it doesn't even fit in one building. It expands over into a stadium. It's so big we needed more than 2 episodes to cover it, and we've spilled over into another episode. So there's so much to see. We're going to get started with Ted Jones because he's found something cool.
You know, you find some of the neatest cars roving around here at the PRI show. How about a tribute car to Ed Iskandarian, his original 23T. This was built as a salute and memory to that. Look at that beautiful leather interior right there. They did a really nice job recreating this. The thing I like the most, though, are the velocity stacks. This is what fuel injection looked like back in that era, and Ed did a great job. By the way, if you're not familiar with Iskandarian, you probably know him more for Iski cans. So you say you want something different at the PRI show? How about a snowmobile? Now, folks, this isn't just any ordinary snowmobile. This has been clocked at 198 miles per hour going through a 132 drag racing type speed track. Now, who would build such a monster?
Well, I'm actually just the tuner. The sled was built by the guys down at Hypersports for Baines Brothers Racing, Kyle and Chris Baines.
Tell me about the engine.
So the engine is a custom 4-cylinder billet block from Hypersports with Hayabusa cylinder head, running on methanol, single turbocharger, makes over 1,000 horsepower.
Wow. When did you run the 198?
It was just last winter. It was the second to the last event. We were primed to try and go 200 at the last event, but the weather closed in on us and we didn't get a chance to do it.
Didn't hit you at only 198, huh?
It's a long ways from 198 to 200, I'm afraid.
You know, a 2-stroke engine has twice as many exhaust pulses as a 4-stroke at the same RPM. What does that mean? Well, welcome to the AMSOIL Tech Tip. Len, man, this is actually a 4-stroke. Everybody knows that, but you probably have a 2-stroke like this, a dirt bike or something going on, and there's a difference. What's the difference? Well, it's going twice as fast. You can see our 4-stroke cycle versus the 2-stroke. It's taken some abuse. Speaking of abuse, man, you actually put it on it. Len, you just don't talk the talk. I don't think our viewers know. I mean, you understand oil inside and out, but you're living it on a daily basis, man. You take this oil, you prove it. I mean, in the harshest conditions, you try to make this stuff fail so you can go in and improve the oil, man. This is some phenomenal stuff, Len. Looking at these parts, these are all 2-stroke parts, and there's issues with them. Talk about the 2-stroke and how you can prevent that.
You know what, John? And if you want to beat on something, you should put it in a rental fleet because, boy, that equipment gets abused. So that was what you were looking at there. We put that snowmobile in a rental fleet. We let them beat on it for an entire season. Then we took it apart, right? Because what you're looking at, as you saw in some of those pictures, we're looking for piston protection. We're looking for cleanliness because in a 2-stroke, the oil is consumed. So there's a tendency to get dirty exhaust, dirty power valves, things like that. So we're looking at piston protection, power valve cleanliness, and then cold temperature performance in the case of that one being a snowmobile.
Now, for me, there's a couple different types of 2-stroke oils. Take us through the Interceptor versus the Dominator.
Sure, it's fairly simple. The Interceptor is for anything that's oil injected. So your snowmobiles, different things like that. It's very well balanced in the fact that it can provide cold temperature performance and all of those different things that we've already discussed. The Dominator is for the track. It's for racing, anything that is competing. So you'll find that recommendation for dirt bikes, for other things that are really, really being abused.
Well, whether you're abusing the equipment like Len does or you're just driving it on a daily basis, no worries. AMSOIL has their oil tested and proven. Just go to amsoil.com, get some two-stroke oil or a bunch of phenomenal products.
Marcus Riedema is our PaintedAutoParts.com Motorhead of the Week. Back in 1966, Marcus's dad Pete bought this brand new 1966 Ford Country Squire station wagon, and he was very proud of it. It carried the Riedemas on lots of family vacations, and it was Dad's daily driver for 22 years until it developed a knock in 1988. He parked it in the garage, and there it sat for 3 decades. When Pete's health began to decline in 2019, Marcus and his family set out to restore the car in his honor. And once the major mechanical stuff was done, Pete was able to go for a ride in his old pride and joy. Sadly, he passed away just a few weeks later, but Marcus has restored the car to its original glory so his children can connect to their grandfather and to their dad's childhood. And the result is what may be the world's finest example of a 1966 Country Squire. Do you love cars like Marcus and his father? Well, if you do, you could be our Motorhead of the Week. Just drop us a note at motorheadgarage.tv. We'll talk about you here on the show. We do this every single week here at Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonfireTools.com. We hope you come along for the ride next time. Until then, we'll see you. Drive safely.